All right, we're kicking off Basic Bro Week Volume 2. We'll see how this goes. If you missed the first one, it's gonna be here. I figured what better way to kick it off than with one of the most basic bro fragrances
on the market.
Dior Sauvage, the Eau de Toilette. My little 30 ml bottle, which I love this exists. This is amazing. I'm gonna give it a wearing and then I'll update you as we go, as it makes sense. Let's do just 4 sprays. Sharp, citrusy, bergamot, clean lavender, metallic, and very spicy. Kind of a modern, stripped down fougere. Almost a barbershop quality, but more shower gel than shaving foam. If that makes sense, that's how I describe Dior Sauvage. I don't hate the scent. I think it smells really nice, but I will be sick of it after about 3 hours because it doesn't really go anywhere after that. So I'll update you soon. I gotta head out, run some errands, meet with a friend, and we'll see where we end up from there. All right, day 2. I apologize for the uneventfulness of day 1. There really wasn't much to show you, but I did kind of forget to pull out the camera and film some more. But today should be very interesting. We're actually headed to the annual Blues Festival. Today is the 4th of July, Independence Day here in America. So happy 4th to those of you who celebrated, but this is gonna be way after the fact. We're headed out in a little bit. I'm gonna put on something fresh, but long lasting because we'll be out for several hours. It will be hot today. It's actually already hot. I'm not really looking forward to that part, but I do look forward to smelling great and smelling great for the entire time that I need to smell great. Once again, it's all about the right tool for the job. Parfum de Marly Percival. If I was not heading out, I probably would not wear this fragrance because I wouldn't need to. It's overkill, but I need something strong, so I'm gonna wear something strong. So let's put it on. 4 sprays should do it. This is fresh, spicy citrus, a little bit sharp, almost herbal, and musky. Smells good, but does not smell niche. Does not smell like it should come in a bottle that costs as much as this does, but it does smell good. It smells pleasant. And because of all the aroma chemicals in here, it will be lasting a long time. So I'll report back with some footage of the festival, of whatever the heck is going on, probably some fireworks later on. See you in a bit.
Let's give it up to the Greg Scott Trio. Take it away.
Okay, we're back from the Blues Festival. It was hot, but great event, a lot of people, great food, good energy, good vibes, good stuff. So we're back, we're gonna shower up. We're sticky and hot and dusty, and we got some friends coming over for dinner, so we'll just get ready for that. But I wanna show you this view. Oh yeah, never gets old. Never gets old. And Percival, still here. Grace enjoyed it, as expected. It's one of her favorites. It's fine. It did the job. That's why I wore it. We'll see what's next. No scent of the day right now, but that's for a reason. We're heading out for a special errand. I gotta actually pick up my father-in-law from the airport, but after that I am headed to the mall to buy very particular fragrance, which will most likely be my scent of the day. I'll let you know what it is when we get there. I'll try to get a little bit of footage. Stay tuned. It's hot. Here we go. Since I smelled this. This is good stuff. I'm gonna have to get this sometime, but this is not what I'm here for. They don't have what I'm looking for, so I'm going to another store. But I'll come back to this. Let's see if they have it. This is good. Definitely superior. Getting it. So guys, story time. 4 years ago, 2019, I actually spent a summer working at that fragrance counter. Long hours, long days, don't miss it, but good experience. All right, we're back in the car, back in the AC. God, it is so hot today. Yeah, so I worked at that fragrance counter for a whole summer. Why did I do that? 2 reasons. I wanted to do some kind of work in the fragrance industry or in the realm, at least a little bit for my own experience. And I also needed work. I needed a job. I was still pretty new to the area, and it actually kind of lined up perfectly. It was definitely work I would not ever want to continue doing. I learned that very quickly, especially doing sales in designer fragrances. I was doing a lot with L'Oreal and all of the brands that they represent, and that was, again, great experience, but never again. Anyway, at Nordstrom, they did not have the 1.7 ounce bottle that I was looking for, so I just went ahead and picked up the 3.4. So I have more than I need. It's been on my hand about, I don't know, 20-25 minutes now. To me, it is definitely a superior version of the DNA. It is less diffusive, it is less fresh, it does not just pop off the skin as kind of a warm weather daytime staple. This is definitely a smoother, richer, darker, heavier scent, as you would expect from a parfum. I am gonna wear this today, but I'm not gonna spray it on right now because I think it would just not do well in this kind of heat. I'm gonna wait till a little bit later. Actually, I might just wait till I get home because I don't really need to leave the house again while it's gonna be hot. So I might just spray it when I get home. But yeah, I'm gonna run home now, fight through traffic, and yeah, do some editing, do some, you know, some things at home. I got work to do. So on to the next. Hope you enjoyed this little adventure out. I had a great time out here. So I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, here's the bottle, 100 milliliters. Absolutely do not need this much, but this is for you guys. This is for the channel. So can't believe I have Bleu de Chanel back in my collection. Not sure I would ever see the day, but we have the best version of it. We're gonna give it a whirring. We'll see what the wife thinks. I'll see her in a couple hours, but let's put it on. Let's do 1, 2, 3. We'll do one personal spray. We'll just start with that. It's still in my hand from about an hour ago, so I'll keep an eye on that. But yes, you know, on one hand, it's bringing back memories of my time with the EDT and EDP, which I have a lot of time with both of those years ago. And one other thing I want to say, I know a lot of you have probably heard you thinking this, you may have already made a comment about it. Some of you are probably like, dude, Bleu de Chanel Parfum is not a basic bro fragrance. Why are you saying it is? Why are you treating it as such? I agree. This is not a basic bro fragrance. I believe it's kind of based on one. I think the EDT is a little bit more basic, but obviously kind of legendary, started a whole wave of blue fragrances and really made such an influence on the market and other big brands like Dior. So the DNA, when you put it next to other things that I find way more interesting, it is basic bro, but it is the evolution of the DNA that makes this particular fragrance not basic. So I can totally admit that without any problem, without any hesitation. So if you got a little upset, no need to get upset. I like the fragrance, but what matters the most is that you like the fragrance if you do have it and you wear it. I'm liking it. Again, I may not be getting a ton of wear out of it over the next few days because it's going to be pretty hot, but maybe in the evenings I'll spray it on and we'll see how it performs. You know, I'm not all that concerned. It's a designer fragrance. Even though it is a parfum, it doesn't mean it's going to be stronger. So I'm not expecting that, but if it lasts, then cool. Anyway, more to come on Bleu de Chanel Parfum.
Hey guys, future Justin here. I assume that Justin wanted me to do this voiceover because he didn't say anything in this clip. So I'm just going to say today's July the 6th. Grace and I are about to go out on the town just to have fun and go shopping and eat and whatever. And Parfum de Marly Sedley is the scent of the day because it's pretty warm and we're going to be out for a few hours. Justin said, well, let me read my notes. He said he needed something that lasts a long time and that will remain fresh. Again, right tool for the job. That's what it's all about. So, Sedley's the scent of the day. Smells fresh, minty, bright, citrusy, very pleasant. Here we go.
We're out. We're about to ride some scooters. Smelling pretty good. Grace is a fan, so that always helps. Okay, I didn't really get to say much yesterday, but we're here with the new day. It was just really busy. We were running around a lot, and I just didn't get to give a lot of commentary, but I hope you had an understanding of what the day looked like. It was a day on the move, and it was a lot of fun. And yeah, I was wearing Sedley. This is one that I do really enjoy wearing. I've worn it a lot over the past few years, and I'll continue to wear it. I don't wear it when I'm looking for something inspiring. I wear it when I want to smell really fresh and pleasant for a long time. It is the tool for that job, at least one of them, and it served that purpose perfectly. I was smelling it 8, 9, 10 hours later. It was all around me, this kind of musky, minty, sweet freshness. It was just really pleasant. Grace loves it too. She was commenting on it throughout the day. Today's a pretty chill day. I actually just was out teaching a trumpet lesson at the university. Now I'm back here at home to do a little bit of work before Grace and I will probably have some kind of plans tonight. It's Friday, so we'll find something to do. My scent of the day here is going to be Scent of Peace for Him by Bond No. 9. I know there could be a lot of arguments about some of the fragrances I'm featuring here saying, that's not a basic bro scent. To me, it is. Now, that doesn't mean it's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's inherently, has no value or anything like that. However, in this bottle, for the price it goes for, I would call it lazy perfumery. For this price, for what you get, it's lazy. Is it good? Yes. What do I mean by good? It smells pleasant, easy to wear, versatile. It's going to be pleasant to most people around you. Might even last a long time, but that's not guaranteed with any fragrance. But that's all it really does. To me, it smells like a little bit of a Sauvage Aventus mix. Most days, I'm not looking for that. I would imagine that most guys who would wear a fragrance like this are doing so more for the idea that people around them will like it, more than them actually liking it themselves, which, as I've said and expressed many times, to me is a questionable motivation to wear a fragrance. Conspicuous consumption at its finest. You're doing things in order to see what other people think about them. That is not exhibiting your fullest self to the world for who you are and how you want to represent yourself. There's an insecurity there because what do you do if no one likes it? Do you throw it away? Do you toss it? Do you stop wearing it? Even if you love it, you loving it should be the reason why you wear this fragrance. I hope you do. I hope that this is at least a 7 or 8 out of 10 for you, and that's why you reach for it. I didn't mean to turn this into a lecture, so let's go ahead and put it on. Before, and then one on the inside. Yeah, so pleasant fragrance, but it does not smell like hundreds of dollars worth of fragrance. That is not what I smell when I spray this. It's fresh, it's pineapple-y, it's a little sharp and cooling with the juniper berry. There's some woods in the background. It's a little synthetic smelling. That doesn't mean it's bad, but basic, yes, to me this is basic stuff. When I pass someone on the street smelling like this, while I may smell pleasant, I don't really smell like something they've never smelled before. And a lot of the times, personally, that's what I'm looking for. I want to stand out in a unique way because that's just who I am. I'm not trying to just blend in and be nice and therefore forgettable. There is a time and place for that, but for me, that's not every day. So bottom line, I hope you're wearing this fragrance because you love it, and you don't have to prove it to me, prove it to you. We'll live with this for the day. We'll see where we end up. All right, I may have been a little bit too much in that last segment. I don't know how much of it I'll keep. I may have cut some stuff out, but future Justin knows. I have some other things I wanted to say that I meant to say that just kind of escaped me because I was, I guess, getting a little bit too in the moment. But first, I am eating peanut butter pretzels. Oh my gosh, these things from Trader Joe's are incredible. And I'm editing video. This is gonna be my part 2 to my top 8 10 out of 10 niche fragrances, which will be out before you see this. So if you're watching this video and if you have not yet watched that niche video, it's gonna be up in this corner where my finger is pointing. Yes, gotta love it. Anyway, this is a super fun video, some fun edits, some stuff that actually took me a while to edit, some crazy stuff. Let me just scroll past. You're gonna see, this part took me forever. You're gonna see all of this craziness, which is, you might be wondering what the heck is going on. You will have to see. Okay, you will see. Here's what I wanted to say. I find myself saying the stuff that not everyone wants to hear, and I am leaning into that. I don't accept it as like a calling or anything. It's just literally how I see it. I call it how I see it, and it's not always in line with what everyone tells you. And what do I mean by that? I feel like there's a lot of influence out there in the fragrance world of people just saying the very basic things. Oh, buy this fragrance because it gets compliments. Get it because it'll last 24 hours. That's it. That's usually as deep as it goes. And what that does is that it keeps everything lubricated. It keeps the machine wheel turning. It keeps us on the hamster wheel, so to speak. So we keep coming back to this content. That content is not inherently wrong, but when it stops there, that is the surface, and we just stop at the surface. That drives me crazy. I tried to kind of stop at the surface early on. That's what made me walk away from YouTube. So now I dig deeper, and some of you come with me, some of you don't. So I just wanted to get that out the way. I understand that this is not what everyone wants to hear, but this is just the truth that I see. When it comes to fragrances that you wear for compliments, I can understand why a fragrance that gets compliments is now deemed a good fragrance to you. Whoever it is that deems a fragrance good because it gets compliments, I can understand that. I can frame my mind in an earlier version of my thinking. Who doesn't want other people to affirm their decisions? Like, yeah, you made a good choice. That was good. And now you're like,
Oh, I made a good choice.
However, as I've grown, I've tapped into some great sources of critical thinking and mentorship and things like that. And it's allowed me to just grow internally and to just kind of find my own and stand on my own ground and find my own truth in line with my values and the values of my family and everyone I care about. Where I stand is that I wear fragrance for myself. I'm looking for fragrances that transcend something. I'm not just looking to smell good. There's nothing wrong with that. But as I've said in the past, if that is your #1 goal with wearing fragrances, if I'm going to be frank, you don't need to be watching YouTube content, because it's more than likely that all the fragrances you already have do that for you. In which case, if you just keep getting more, they serve the same purpose. It's very redundant. But if you're willing to go deeper, then welcome to my channel where we go deeper. Does a complimented fragrance make it a good fragrance? Is that it? If someone else says you smell good, now it's like, okay, well then this must be a good fragrance. I guess the answer is yes and no. It really depends on who you're asking. If you're asking me, the answer is not no, but it's not just that. Because there's plenty of fragrances that I love and wear that I have never received a compliment on and probably never will, but I still wear it because I love it. I don't need to be affirmed. I don't need someone to give me permission to feel good about my decision. I feel good about my decision because I'm careful with my decision. I like to think it through. I'm thinking about function. I'm thinking about my mood. I'm thinking about what I'm wearing. I'm thinking about where I'm going, what the weather is. I take all that into account. I make my choice based on all of that internally. And then I base my sprays of how much I'm gonna put on based on other people. That is where I think about other people. I don't wanna overwhelm. I don't want my fragrance to be the only thing that someone smells. And that's just for the sake that they tell you you smell good. I don't think that's what it takes to smell good. Anyway, that's what I wanted to say. Bond number 9, Scent of Peace. It's been maybe 20 minutes. It smells good. I'm already kind of ready for it to be done, but I have at least another 8 hours before it's done. So I'm enjoying it, it's fine, but I keep forgetting about it. And I keep having to remind myself, oh yeah, I sprayed this fragrance on. I would rather my fragrance experience be a little bit more engaging for me personally, because I have to live with it all day. Not everyone who might pass me for a second. That's it. I got to get back to editing. I'll see you. All right, new day. I know I had some very, very passionate thoughts that I shared with you yesterday. Maybe I rubbed some people the wrong way. I don't know. But either way, new day, new fragrance. I don't remember the last time I wore this. I think it might be discontinued at this point, so it's not that easy to find. La Nuit de l'Homme Eau Electrique. To me, this smells like a slightly less boyish Versace Eros. Let's give it a spray. Great atomizer. Yeah, it's mainstream. It's really nice. Sweet vanilla, kind of minty, fruity apple, a little spicy, kind of sexy smelling. Not special, not really different, but it's nice. My biggest takeaway with this kind of experiment is getting inside the experience of wearing fragrances like this every day. Fragrances that are not really for the wearer, they're for the masses. They're for everyone else that comes across you, and it just gives you the assurance that you smell nice. That's not a sin, that's okay. But when you're in the hobby for long enough, you start to find that the surface level is just not as fulfilling. You dig deeper and you realize, I wanna wear stuff that I'm gonna enjoy all day long. I'm gonna forget I have this on. I'm not gonna be like, oh yes, for hours and hours. And it has its functions. I can totally acknowledge that. I would wear this on like a night out. I would wear this when I just need something to throw on. That's gonna be easy, casual. That's, again, gonna be likable. But 9 times out of 10 when I'm wearing fragrance, I'm not wearing fragrance like that. I'm wearing it more intentionally and maybe a little bit more selfishly, so to speak. These types of fragrances have a function, but every day, I don't know. I feel like that would get bland really quickly. In fact, I can say from experience that it does, because that's what forced me to get rid of more than half of my collection years ago. My entire collection was stuff like this, and I'm like, this is all redundant. So avoid the redundancy if you can. Be very scrupulous about the fragrances that you acquire in full bottle form. Make sure you try them first. Make sure they have a special place in your collection. Don't just follow the model you see from reviewers like me, with tons of fragrances, hundreds of bottles, unnecessary. Anyway, we'll see how this does. I'll report back. Footage of the damage here. What do you think of my fragrance?
Should I look at the camera?
Doesn't matter.
I like it.
You like it? How would you rate it?
7.5.
It's pretty strong. Is it a basic bro scent to you?
It's basic, bro.
Thank you. All right, what's up, guys? Final day of Basic Bro Week. I actually got it done in a week this time. Last time we did this, it took me like a month because I just couldn't commit to doing it every day because it was just too basic, but we did it. Last fragrance is going to be a Zara Wanted Eau de Parfum, new release from this year. I did a review. You can check it out here, did an unboxing. Kind of a vlog style video as well, and plenty of comedy along the way. So check that out if you missed my first impressions. It's a pleasant fragrance. Again, not groundbreaking, perhaps a little redundant if you have others in the collection, but if you have not yet checked out the collection, I'd say it's not a bad starting point. I would definitely prefer this one over the original Wanted, although I do think I still prefer Wanted by Night a little bit, but this is not too far away. So it's a warm, fresh scent, if you can imagine that. There is juniper berry, kind of making it fresher, but it does have a warm, almost sweet coffee-like roasted chestnut feel. It's a little bit creamy and vanilla-y and, you know, kind of the basic stuff you would expect from a sweeter, more alluring style male marketed mainstream fragrance. So I can't say I love it, but I do like it. I could not imagine wearing this every single day, but we're gonna wear it today and we're gonna head out to a concert. So maybe I'll get some footage of that. Forgot to actually put it on camera. Here we go. Because we'll be outside, I'm gonna spray a little heavier than I normally would, even though it is sweet, it's not terribly strong. It does have some freshness to it. We're gonna do 4 on the back behind the ears there, 1 inside each collar, and then 1 on the back of the neck. Because arms are exposed, I don't normally spray my arms. How about we do One in each elbow crook, why not? That should be enough to get me noticed and get me millions of compliments. But that's what it's all about, guys, right? I'll see you.
Stop till I'm free, 'cause I'm sticking to my gun. Yeah, till I'm ringing down. I'm sticking to my gun. Yeah, till I'm ringing down. As I lay down, I only know that I still be right. With everything that we've been going through,
Well, that's gonna do it. Another basic bro week down. To wear fragrances that after 2 hours I don't really care for anymore, that don't really capture my interest, I just can't do that all the time. So I'm happy to go back to changing it up. I'll wear them every now and then. But for today, we are gonna wear something a little different and new. And this is brand new to me. I've actually never worn this one. I've only tested it on my hand. This is from a brand new house called Maison Daba, and they call this Sovereign. And in my short testings, it has surprised me. It's not what I was expecting. I was expecting, based on the notes, something summery, almost tropical, coconut fresh. It's actually kind of dark, almost animalic, edgy, with this kind of sexy, alluring, dark tropical sweetness. Let me give it a spray and I'll remind myself of what it's like. From what I remember, it's pretty strong, so I'm not gonna put on too much. 1, 2, 3. That's all we're gonna do. It has a sexy vibe. It has this very sophisticated, elegant, but alluring air to it. It's dark, it's a little bit mossy in a way. Honestly, it doesn't smell exactly like this, but it gives me the same feeling, that X factor that I get from Popular Fico from Nichane. It's in that realm. There's something kind of grown about it, something very captivating, very provocative, but still welcoming. I look forward to getting to know this more. I will be back with more interesting stuff like this. And again, every now and then, the basic, easy wear, guaranteed compliment getter fragrances. I know a lot of you are still looking for those. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Peace. Hard to do with a bottle in the hand. I'll see you in the next one.